Washinghua or WSW, Chinese. Unified Ideograph, Unified Ideograph, Unified Ideograph, Jiaping. Wuxinghua is the oldest of the Hua Group triad societies, and is the triad with the longest history in Hong Kong. According to the Hong Kong police, the triad is involved in extortion, drug trafficking, gambling and prostitution. Wuxinghua was established in Shamshui Po in 1930. While maintaining its traditional stronghold in Tsuen Wan, it has extended its influence to Tsim Sha Tsui and Mong Kok. It also operates in Tai Po, Sheungshui and Fanling. The group continues to use the old Hongmen secret society initiating ceremony for newly recruited members. History. Early Washinghua was established in 1930. In 1931 it moved its base from Chinatown in Toronto, Canada to Hong Kong with a goal to establish an anti-British colonial governance. By 1932 it had grown into 15 subdivisions in Chinatowns of cities around the world. During World War II, Washinghua helped invaders kill many Chinese villagers. Because of political issues in China, many Chinese villagers left mainland and fled to Hong Kong. Washinghua membership expanded from 15,000 to 70,000 in 1950s. Modern in 1989 Washinghua became the center of media attention after the terrorist attacks on the Indonesian coast bordering the South China Sea. In 1995 a young wannabe member of London's mainly Filipino Washinghua killed Philip Lawrence, a school headmaster. He was sentenced and it was proven that he actually had no ties with the Triad organization. As the United Kingdom prepared for the handover of Hong Kong back to the People's Republic of China, Washinghua redefined their organization to prepare for their murky operations in mainland China. WSW split into 6 separate regional forces in Hong Kong, 500 fully armed members in North Territories, hawkers in Shamshui Po, love hotels in Jordan, with groups in Tsuen Wan, Wan Chai and a new branch across the border in Shenzhen. 1997 In 2001, Washinghua traded drugs in discos and bars with Judy Fong and religious communities, promising that drugs can enhance religious experiences through visions and hallucinations. By 2005 WSW has become Hong Kong's #1 drug trafficker. WSW's drug dealing activities and key criminal activities spread to China, Japan, Thailand and Australia. WSW is involved in various criminal activities and some of Hong Kong's politicians and businessmen are suspected to be supporters of the Triad Group. WSW is split into 2 main forces, one based in Macau and another in Shenzhen. WSW began to emerge in Europe. By 2006 Washinghua has control over the second-hand market in Hong Kong, including mobile phones, electronic appliances, stolen cars and exchange of weaponry at Mong Kok. Washinghua members are attacked by members of Hua Unlock. Firearms are used and many are hurt. Washinghua raises crime rate in Chinatown, London, United Kingdom. In 2014, the Triad was thought by police to be responsible for the brutal stabbing on the 26th of February of Kevin Lau, a journalist known for his tough reporting on China, who had been fired from his position as the editor of the Mingpao newspaper. The attack took place 3 days after thousands of people had demonstrated for press freedom, as a result of the dismissal, and was carried out by an assailant riding pillion on a motorbike, which had been stolen in Fanling. Minibus racket. From 2006 to at least 2010, the group controlled 3 red minibus routes and was extorting at least HK$14 million a year as protection fees from 30 drivers. Former group Dragnerd, Broken Mouth Bun, who, police say, is the leader of the group running the Tsuen Wan, Kwantong route, was arrested and bailed on the 21st of March 2010 in connection with the scheme. On each route, about 30 drivers pay at least HK$10,000 a month as a protection fee to the Washinghua. The WSW then makes sure no other driver could run the routes, leaving the drivers able to earn HK$10,000 and HK$20,000 a month. 3 other minibus routes running between Sunwon and Kowloon East, Choi Hung, TSZ Wanshan and Nao Tao Kok, are controlled by another Washinghua leader. International activity. Australia. A 1992 internal report by the Asian Division of the Victoria Police documented Washinghua activity in Melbourne. The group is involved in the importation of heroin into Australia from Southeast Asia, as well as illegal gambling, illegal prostitution, extortion, immigration malpractice and money laundering. Chinese criminal groups are the primary wholesalers of heroin in Australia. Street-level distribution in Melbourne is mainly outsourced to Vietnamese and Romanian groups. Belgium. The Washinghua has a presence in Antwerp, where it is active in heroin trafficking, money laundering, gambling and illegal workshops. The group also uses Belgium as a transit port for illegal immigrants. Canada. The Washinghua was established in Toronto in 1930 as an international branch of the Wahhabtu, which had been founded in 1908. The Washinghua and most other triad groups in Canada utilize Vietnamese street gangs to undertake their street-level drug dealing. France. The Washinghua is among 5 triad groups active in France. These gangs cooperate with Albanian and Turkish groups in the importation of heroin from the Golden Triangle. Ireland. The Washinghua is active in Dublin and Cork. Triads gained a firm foothold in Ireland in the 1980s, when large numbers of Chinese restaurants opened in these cities. Leaked diplomatic cables obtained by the Irish Independent in 2011 included intelligence reports by the Garda Síochána, Irish police, on Chinese organized crime in the country, specifically the activities of the Washinghua and their rival 14K. The reported criminal activities of the triads included the trafficking of women and children from China into Ireland, involvement in casinos, and money laundering. Gardaí also reported a great deal of interaction between the Chinese gangs operating in Ireland and Scotland. In March 2002, 4 self-confessed Washinghua members were deported from Ireland after being involved in several assaults and robberies in Dublin. 8 people believed to be working for the Washinghua, including a senior member of the gang, were arrested after local Gardaí and members of the Garda National Drug Unit raided cannabis-growing operations at 2 homes in Drumshanbo, County Leitrim in March 2009. In November 2012, 113 mostly Chinese and Vietnamese nationals were arrested in raids on 236 properties, suspected of growing, smuggling and selling cannabis in Ireland. Many of those arrested were believed to be connected to the Washinghua and operating under the orders of gang leaders in the UK. Netherlands. The Washinghua branch in the Netherlands was founded and primarily operates in Rotterdam. In the 1970s, the group battled the 14K in Hong Kong for control of the heroin trade in Amsterdam. In addition to heroin trafficking, the group also operates gambling, prostitution, money laundering, loan sharking, robbery, extortion and human trafficking. The Washinghua has more recently also closely cooperated with the 14K. South Africa. Since the mid-1980s, the Washinghua has been one of 4 Hong Kong triad groups operating in South Africa, predominantly in Johannesburg and Cape Town. Acting independently from the Hong Kong branch, the group's activities in the country include fraud, drug trafficking, firearms smuggling, extortion, money laundering, prostitution, illegal gambling, the smuggling of illegal immigrants, tax evasion, and the large-scale importing of counterfeit goods. The Washinghua was formerly heavily involved in the illegal harvesting and exportation of abalone. In 2000, the estimated gross income from the illegal exportation of abalone to Hong Kong was $32 million. United Kingdom. The Washinghua operates in London, Manchester, Portsmouth, Birmingham, Liverpool and Glasgow. Authorities believe the Washinghua is the largest triad group in the country. Beginning in the late 1980s, the Washinghua has been involved in the distribution in the United Kingdom of heroin and counterfeit goods from Hong Kong and Southeast Asia. The group has also been involved in conflicts with rival triad gangs over control of the stores selling pirated videos originating in China. The Washingwa in Scotland has cooperated with the 14K in cigarette smuggling. Restaurant owner and alleged Shui Fong, white paper fan, business advisor Philip Wong was murdered by a gang of contract killers armed with machetes in Glasgow on the 9th of October 1985. It is believed Wong was murdered after refusing to do business with the Washingwa, who wanted a share of his lucrative Chinese video rental business. 3 men wanted for the murder have never been traced. In February 1999, Washingwa member and former Glasgow brothel manager Tony Young was jailed for his part in a multi-million-pound fake credit card scam. Washingwa foot soldiers ambushed 14K members in a machete attack on Glasgow's Sauchiehall Street in July 2003 in a dispute over the control of protection rackets. Washingwa members Jerome Castillo, Ryan Parker Saunders, Yu Xiang Liu, and Cho Wei Liang were convicted of the November 2007 murder of drug dealer Michael McGrath at the Old Bailey in November 2008. McGrath had allowed the gang to stash crack cocaine and heroin at his car's Halton home but was beaten to death after he began helping himself to the drugs. In January 2013, 4 men, Yuk Feng Ang, Hu Nelson Young, Chu Yun Lee, and Xiu Hung Young, associated with the Washingwa but who denied being members of the group, were convicted of violent disorder following a street fight involving up to 30 men in Manchester's Chinatown in June 2010. During the trial, it was alleged that one side of the conflict included Washingwa members and associates who had bullied young men who socialized in Chinatown into paying to join their ranks, and that the violence erupted because a group of young men had refused. Dragnhead. The Washingwa Dragnhead is elected every 2 years. Dragnheads of Washingwa. Shanghai Tsai, Shanghai Boy, real name, Kuo Wing Hung. Dates unknown. Became widely known in March 2012, after it was revealed that he attended a dinner with some election aides of Hong Kong chief executive candidate C.Y. Leung. Broken Mouth Bun, real name, Poon, born c. 1962. In office, 2008-2010, Shu Tsai, Tsai Boy. In office from 2010. References